Emails obtained by Sky News show Queensland's quarantine system is still swamped despite introducing more staff and home quarantine trials. And it's mostly affecting the state's residents trying to get back home. Georgia Simpson joins us live. Georgia, the system could be backlogged for months.
Tom, emails reveal that almost 3 months' worth of applications are currently backlogged, and people are facing the very real prospect of being locked out of Queensland until Christmas, or possibly even into the early new year if applications are being approved at the current rate that they are. If we get up this graphic so we can show viewers part of what this email says, it reads, there are currently 8,310 Queensland Border Declaration Pass applications pending chronological order. There is an average of 706 Queensland Border Declaration Pass applications processed each week across 245 quarantine rooms. So it really seems that approvals are based off the available space in quarantine, and staff are really only getting through a fraction of the application passes. But Tom, people are really running out of time. There are countless stories of families stuck at the border, living in tents and cars because they have nowhere else to go.
Exactly. So the home quarantine trial starting. Let's hope that ramps up quickly because it's been crazy. Even people double vaxxed, negative tests, still not enough for Queensland, at least yet. Meanwhile, the Premier giving herself a new title.
Yes, the Premier announced herself as the Minister for the Olympics yesterday. She was sworn in at Government House, and she also announced a minor cabinet reshuffle with 2 of her most senior ministers helping her plan the Olympics moving forward. If we get up this graphics, we'll be able to see who these key people are. So we've got the Premier, who is obviously the Olympics Minister now. The State Treasurer, Cameron Dick, will be taking over the Premier's trade portfolio. This will give her all the time in the world to focus on the Olympics. Stephen Miles, the Deputy Premier, will be assisting Anastasia Palaszczuk with Olympic infrastructure. So he'll be really key to critical infrastructure projects like the redevelopment of the Gabba. And then we've got Sterling Hinchliffe, the Sport and Tourism Minister. He'll be assisting the Premier on Olympics and Paralympics sport and engagement. Despite all these new announcements, though, Tom, the Premier is adamant that it will be a whole effort by the Cabinet to plan for the Olympics in just over a decade's time.
The entire Cabinet will be working tirelessly in relation to delivering the best games ever. Queensland will enter a decade of change. It'll create hundreds of thousands of jobs. It'll make sure that it also contributes billions of dollars to our economy, and will set our state up for such a bright future.
Anastasia Palaszczuk is also set to introduce new legislation later this month that will help set up the rest of the organisation committee. Tom?
Yeah, so planning starting in earnest, albeit it's quite a while away still. Thanks for that.